effects.
Hello!
Hello. From the MIQ prison. We still don't know if we're positive or negative. Hopefully negative. But they haven't given us the results. So we're still in prison. We can't go outside. But thankfully, we've got enough room in this little prison to stretch at least. We did a little bit of stretching and exercising this morning. So that was fun.
We had 2 viewers, now we have 1.
We lost already.
Yeah.
Did I scare them away?
Well, yeah, but we're a bit early. It's not 7 o'clock yet. That's fine. So how have you been coping with MIQ so far?
I'm very sleepy.
Why?
I'm a little bit jet lagged and sleepy, and I haven't really slept properly, but otherwise fine. Good food, good company.
Yeah.
At times.
Yeah. They might just be seeing it now because when I tested it, it was about a minute delay. So if anyone is watching, can you type something in the chat so we know? Would be handy because we haven't done this before. This is the first. Yeah. To try and alleviate the boredom, which is bound to set in soon.
Oh yeah, big time. That's yours. So there is a delay, right?
Yeah, there is a delay.
Yeah.
But now it's 7 o'clock. We'll wait for maybe some more people will join.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's the plan to do it for like 15 minutes?
Well, just leave it on all night. We might not turn the stream off from now till we finish. It's 14 days.
How much are you going to pay me for that?
They can watch you sleeping.
That comes with a price, you know.
I can leave the light on because you sleep with the eye mask.
Who's going to want to watch me sleep?
The people pay good money for that.
Where do I sign up? I'll do it. Yeah. I'm serious. It's a source of income for me now. I have to think of anything that would be a source of income.
Yeah, you can make good money doing that.
Sleeping and people, are they perverts?
Yes.
Oh, no. No, that's not.
But you don't know who they are. They just know who you are.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Alicia.
Hello, Alicia. Very good. So Alicia must be watching from work.
Yes.
Yeah, very good. Yeah. And very good, Alicia. If we get a few more followers, then we can turn the donations on. We're only probably about 1,000 followers on the channel short from actually making money.
Okay, so we need to do the marketing, PR marketing.
Yeah. But we had a good trip here. I think Anki talked to Alicia. We had a good trip here. We had a whole plane to ourselves, basically, from Kuala Lumpur, which was very nice. The one guy that we had in our cabin was coughing and blowing his nose the whole flight. Mm-hmm. So hey James. So we are waiting for and Francesca, and we are waiting for our first result back. Hopefully we won't get shifted hotel to the isolation facility.
I don't think we will. It's just delayed.
Yeah, but yeah. No, we thought we'd do something
interesting
and do some live streams to alleviate our boredom. Yeah.
We were going to. So we got some cards here that we were given. So this is a courtesy of
2 degrees.
2 degrees.
Yeah.
But is it the hotel or the government in New Zealand?
No, it's some marketing.
So the marketing, but the government of New Zealand probably
handed it out.
Thank you to the New Zealand government for the deck of cards, 2 decks of cards. So yeah.
But no, this is you enjoying our large room?
Yes, I am. Compared to the last one, oh my God. Yeah. Even though we are actual prisoners, we can't go outside on a balcony because if we go stand on the balcony, we can get COVID. Okay. I don't agree with that. I so don't agree with that. So they don't let us out on a balcony, which is a shame because there's a horse racing track just literally outside the window, and there's always horses in the morning that they're doing the exercise,
Training.
training, and dogs running around and people fixing the tracks. It's always something's going on. So it would be nice to interact with people on the on the outside, scare them a little bit. Pranks. Not that would be worth watching.
I think they worry about people escaping.
Well, it's hard.
No, be over the fence.
But they should be putting in the electrical fence. That would definitely prevent people from escaping. But they did tell us you're not allowed on a balcony to prevent exposure to COVID. Which,
I don't know. That's all right.
Manageable. We can open the windows.
We have about twice the amount of room as we did last time, which is very good. We travelled light with 92 kilograms of luggage and as much carry-on baggage as we could physically carry. So
Alicia knows.
Yeah.
What? 2 backpacks, 2 bags, a couple of other bags with goodies, and 4 suitcases of 92 kilos. So I think we had over 100 and
something kilograms.
10 maybe?
Yeah.
110 kilos. Travel light.
Yeah.
Well, equipment that's making this possible was in those bags. So it was worth it.
Yep. Yes, exactly.
What?
What Alicia said.
Exactly.
Yeah. But actually, this is compared to last time when we were having to work and stay on UAE time. This is pretty much at the moment feels like a holiday.
It does, our last trek of holiday.
Yeah. So we have quite a few jobs to do still, but things like looking for somewhere to live and
my papers,
all the immigration stuff for Anki and everything. But
yeah,
that's the morning, and then in the afternoon we watch TV.
Yes.
Yeah. Today we watched a morning show and we watched Foundation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have to find something different to watch.
No, I have to continue Schitt's Creek. I have to finish that. I've got 1.5 seasons to go.
Yeah.
Finish 5th and finish 6th this season, and then we have to finish 100.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll keep ourselves busy. We've got a couple of films we downloaded, right?
There's some stuff to watch on it.
Yeah. But I usually around 8 o'clock crash. Still jet lag. And then wake up at like 5:30 in the morning. It's not even daylight. But life in the quarantine and then vacation. And prison.
How has the food been so far?
Great. We had salmon tonight. It was very, very good. Yesterday dinner was a child's portions, really.
Yes.
Really, really small. I was hungry afterwards. That's how. But it was delicious. It was really, really good. It was just small. This dinner was quite nice. Salmon with some boiled veggies, potato, carrots, and peas. Very nice. Food is very good, actually.
Better than last time. Yeah.
Definitely. It feels there's more quality to it and more nutrition. Last time was a bit more junky food, like snacks and lots of sugar. This time is more balanced. And you get options. So you plan your menu a week ahead. So we basically went through the menu and decided what we're going to eat every day based on what they had. There was more than one option for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So that was fun to choose. So far, the selections we made are good.
So this was the cool thing. So when we did this last time, it was Lucky Dip what turned up at the front door for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
We knew in the morning.
Yeah, but
around 7 o'clock they posted the menu.
It was a bit of a lucky dip. Yeah. And it was a combination of what they said was coming plus a random assortment of some junk. So this time the system is much better. So we had a barcode to scan that took us to a form that we could each fill in.
Yeah.
And we got to choose our meals for the whole week. So we know what we're having. We got to pick from a few options. I had the first day for lunch. I had my pie, lukewarm pie, which was very good. I was very happy about that.
I had chicken Caesar. Yeah. Chicken Caesar was really good. Yummy.
Yeah.
I don't mind having that again.
So yeah, a much easier experience. Yeah.
Yeah.
And are you ready for your New Zealand life?
Yes, I am.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, I am. I'm already a Kiwi practically.
Yes.
But in the moment we kind of settled in here and saw the view, this is home.
Yeah, we actually have a view this time, rather than the view of the car park we had last time.
Concrete.
Yeah. So that's good. The only bad thing, if we had come a couple of days earlier, the races would have been on Sunday night, and we could have sat and watched the races. And there's no more races out there while we're here, unfortunately.
Well, we do see the horses training in the morning. There's always at least one horse, going around, and it's quite fun to watch. Yeah. People jogging as well, walking their dogs. So there's always something happening. It's just it would be nice to see in the actual race as well.
Yeah.
But next time we'll come here for a race.
Yeah.
We'll always have a connection
I don't think
with
that's
Regis.
super exciting. The race course. Yeah.
The race course or the race?
Yeah, I think there's nicer places to go watch racing.
But this is always going to be a special place for us.
I'll bring you here for a holiday when it's no longer a quarantine facility.
Okay. Yeah. I'll settle for that.
You won't want to come back here after 2 weeks.
But you've got to tell us what was the biggest shock.
For who?
For you.
There's no shock.
There was.
The smell?
Yeah. I've
been to Rotorua before. I knew what to expect. So the Rotorua smell, yeah. Okay, we can talk about Expo. But we've got the Rotorua smell I knew about, and it wasn't too bad. But in the morning when you open the windows, you do get a good whiff of the egg. So yeah, so we went to Expo. I went to Expo when I was 10 in Australia. So I remember Expo being bigger, but I think that's because I was 10. I think Dubai is probably a little bit larger than it was in Brisbane. So at Expo, the types of pavilions that were set up, there were sort of three things the countries were doing with the pavilions, and some were just one of them, and some were a combination of the different ones. So there were some stands there that were purely for, I guess, business type purposes. So they just had some of the smaller ones, I guess, just had ads from companies. So honestly, Croatia was a little bit like that. It had some of the Croatian companies in there. The fancy car.
The fastest electrical car in the world.
The fancy car.
Rimac.
Yeah. And then some of the pavilions were about the country and really a tourism type thing. Mm. And then some of the pavilions were about the theme, or the different themes they had.
Yes,
sustainability and all these innovation.
Innovation.
I can't remember what the other ones are.
Yeah, I can't.
All those.
We have a map somewhere, don't we?
All those sorts of things. So the New Zealand stand was sort of all three. So it was a medium-sized pavilion. It was on the outside and it had its own look. It wasn't sort of one of the nondescript ones. It was a quite nice-looking building. And then sort of half of it, you walk through sort of three rooms. So the first room had a light. You walk through a light wall on the side, and you can wave at the light wall. And then
that was pretty cool.
The image on the wall sort of gets a shadow from you moving, like it's water. And then you walk through, and they have a little sort of mini water feature type thing. And they were talking about one of the rivers in New Zealand. I think it's the Wanganui River. I'm not sure which one. I can't remember which one. I think it's that one. That had been given the same rights as a person.
Yeah. Which is pretty cool.
Pretty cool. For the desert, there was a pretty big fixation with water at Expo, which was quite interesting. Maybe not the most sustainable thing to do in the desert, but anyway.
Because it's so precious.
I don't know why.
Maybe the emphasis of being so precious.
So you walk through there, and they had the story of that. And then the last room had some screens and some around the outside, and sort of a
Just a New Zealand
projector on half a sort of decoration type thing in the middle, and that's where they played videos of sheep and haka and all that sort of stuff. So that was a tourism thing. Then in the other half of the building, they had a restaurant, and it was fine dining sort of restaurant, which is probably the nicest restaurant we saw at Expo, like a proper looking restaurant rather than a food court sort of restaurant.
Yes, it was serving alcohol.
Yeah, and it had New Zealand wines, and all the New Zealand wines you can buy in Dubai, basically. So obviously the company that supplies those, like the one I remember is Matua, but there were some other ones there as well.
There was the Cloud Bay.
Cloudy Bay. Was Cloudy Bay there as well? Cloudy Bay. And the coffee so we went to the New Zealand Pavilion, not quite first, but like I think almost immediately in the morning anyway. Went to Singapore first.
Yeah, Singapore.
Yeah, Singapore was like a garden thing you walk around.
Like at the airport.
Yeah. It was a mini Changi airport.
Yeah.
And so we just had a coffee, and they had a coffee company that's run by some Kiwis in Dubai called Raw. And they were doing the coffee at the restaurant.
Very good coffee.
And it was very good coffee, except the people there serving didn't know anything about the coffee. And Anki had to go and physically look at the bag they were using, because she was asking where the beans were from. And they said from a bag, or something like that.
No, they said raw. I said, but where's it from? Raw. I'm like, no, which country are the beans from?
And she said New Zealand.
They said New Zealand. I said, no. Can you show me? And I asked him to show me the bag. And he showed me the bag, and it has a sticker with purple color sticker with white letters saying blend.
Yeah. So
it's probably Colombian and something blend.
But they had we had a long black. A long black is not something you can really order in Dubai.
Yeah.
In Dubai usually. And then so that would have been a quarter of the pavilion.
Yeah.
And then the last part of the pavilion was set up for them to host people, for I guess New Zealand businesses to come and have meetings with people. So it was sponsored by Fonterra, and it was looked like
I learned who and what Fonterra is.
Yeah, nice little meeting area. Yeah. So there are different quality levels of the pavilions as well. So the New Zealand pavilion was although it was to say a medium one, wasn't over the top. It was pretty high quality in terms of setup. They did a pretty good job of it. Yeah.
Most of the pavilions, all of them really, had these massive screens, like a whole wall full of screens, or some level of these high definition screens, and they were showing either movies. Like the Spanish one had a full 4-minute movie, which was pretty cool. Then they had a couple of art displays as well using that technology. So I think probably one of the specs that they had to have was these screens, because everyone had them.
What you do now. Yeah.
And the coolest part was besides the pavilions and looking at different ones and admiring what they've done and how they've created these, set them up actually, was the robots that were going around posing as security. They were pretty cool. There was one that was the security.
There are two robots. Okay?
There was
three
types, but
types.
the third one wasn't there when we were there. But there were only two, and they interact with you.
So there's one for the kids that you can bump it on its head and talk to it, and it does things and shake your hand and stuff like that. It's a bit silly. But then they had this other robot walking up and down the street, the main sort of corridors, the main streets, not the little side ones, but the main things.
Yeah.
And so people walked in front of it and stopped, and then it started to tell them, please move. I'm here for security. Please get out of my way. So that was
that was pretty cool.
Funny. Yeah. So they had some stuff like that. We didn't get a chance to go into the UAE pavilion because it opened. We sort of waited. We're getting pretty tired after being there all day in the sun. It opened very late, and there was a massive queue.
They were letting like 1 or 2 people
Well, yeah.
at a time, which is ridiculous.
It's crazy. So
and I couldn't walk anymore. And
so that I think that would have been interesting and probably pretty high tech inside. We went into one of the expo pavilions, and that was the sustainability one, and that was quite
Saudi?
That's a sustainability, the Terra.
Terra, yeah.
So that was pretty cool actually. They had some games that you could do and some like
you have to pedal
choices
to see how much energy you can produce.
Make some choices. Do you want to save the oceans or save the forests? And it tells you some stuff. Yeah. And you had to make a choice. You had to choose to walk down a sort of tunnel through the ocean or walk down the tunnel through the forest. And we went through the ocean one, and there was a local Emirati there, and she was very knowledgeable. She had very good training, and they had some jellyfish and things like that.
Live jellyfish. Yeah. And some ribs of a white whale.
Yeah, something
like that. Yeah.
It wasn't real well. No, there was some screen of whales.
No, the ribs, like the ribs, the display, not the actual ribs, but the design and the shape of the ribs. Thing, that you could clap and it would echo, and it was cool. Yeah.
So that was pretty good.
It was very interactive. Yeah.
The Saudi pavilion was very good.
Thumbs up for Saudi.
So they had some nice touristy type stuff about Saudi, which is not something you see very often.
You would never think of Saudi as a tourist destination and a place where they would welcome you with open arms. But my interaction with them has always been like that. Very, very hospitable. They always want you to come to visit their country. And what they're doing right now is completely opposite of everything you would associate when somebody tells you Saudi Arabia. You would associate rigidness, but they're actually quite opposite.
Yeah.
And the biggest impression is they made it immersive, actually. Although there wasn't anything tactile and there wasn't anything that you could feel with any other sense except your vision, but they made the screens in such a way that you feel like you're actually in the desert. You're not stepping on screens. The first one, they had the round one, and then they had like a well.
Yeah.
You actually felt like you were in the deserts of Saudi, and there's a lot of history in those deserts. So it's not just the sand and oasis here and there. There's a lot of cultures that we know very little about, and a lot of remains of those, huts and whatever they made in the rocks. So it's very, very interesting. And there were everyone there, every single person that was in the pavilion that was a Saudi was welcoming.
It was very good
to come.
Yeah.
And they had very cute ice creams. They made ice creams made of lavender, saffron,
mango coconut.
So it's basically the flavors of Saudi Arabia, which was an interesting. And the cone itself, the ice cream cone, was made and had a very strong flavor of sesame. So it was an interesting to feel sesame with saffron and orange and So very, very cool experience. Russia was another one that really, really impressed me.
Yeah, but Russia had a really good. The brain thing it had was really interesting. So they had a big brain, and they sort of opened up and looked like the things going through your brain and stuff. So
but the story was, I was listening to the story about the brain, because they were telling that basically they were connecting how neurons are processed in our brains. The information is processed in the world.
Yeah.
So they want to, the brain is extremely efficient in processing this information. So they want to duplicate that in terms of communication and connectivity. So it's a very, very interesting concept.
But like China, there's a lot of advertising for the businesses.
It's Russian.
Russia and China was a bit disappointing on the inside.
Oh, yeah.
The building was quite interesting outside, but it was a bit.
Austria as well was a bit.
Yeah, it felt a bit rushed. But they had a lot of it. They were sponsored heavily by companies.
Yeah.
So they had a lot of advertising basically inside.
We missed. I think Switzerland would have been nice, but we missed it.
Yeah.
They handed out umbrellas outside because it was so hot. So they give you umbrella with a Swiss flag. So you could spot them from a plane. That were very, very visible. But we didn't see it. Austria was disappointing because the whole exhibit wasn't working. There's something to do with electronics or whatever. So you were just inside these little
They built a pavilion that needed no air conditioning.
Yeah.
So they really took one of the themes, and they're doing something environmentally friendly and everything, and that was cool. But then none of the it was a bit empty. There's nothing working on the inside. Yeah. Spain was very good.
Yes.
Yeah, it was your favorite one.
I think so. Yeah, because they had a concert and they had this band, this group of people, 5 of them, and they all had middle-aged instruments. So instruments that date from Middle Ages, from the 2 types of guitar instruments. A lute and something else. Something weird. Yeah, very. I like the very sort of medieval-ish. You're thinking of knights when you hear the music. Yeah. They had type of flutes, a drum, and
violin type thing.
Yeah. And they were singing those old songs dated from 13th century, 13th, 14th century.
13th, 14th, 15th century.
Up until 15th century.
And the band was from the 13th or 14th century as well.
They're the older guys.
They weren't the youngest musicians in the world.
No, they weren't. But they were very cute. And so they had at least 10 minutes proper concert. And obviously singing in Spanish. And it was very, very interesting to see that. We've got a couple of videos. We can post them and to share them with on the channel.
We have a lot of videos from Croatia and some videos from Expo that we'll get around to chucking up and editing.
Yes.
So we haven't. Who said? I think you in your Matthew McConaughey book.
Yeah, green lights.
He said. You tell me. He said if you want to do something, you need to do it 100%. His dad told him that or something.
Yes, his dad said, "Oh gosh."
Yeah.
Don't half-ass it.
Don't half-ass it. So when we're in
my favorite McConaughey quote: "Don't half-ass it."
So when we're in Croatia, we really didn't half-ass doing nothing. We really heavily did nothing as much as we could in Croatia, which was a pretty cool thing. Now she's looking for the book. I don't know where it is.
Because I found it. It took forever, so I was looking for it since last year in Dubai. Nobody had it. I looked it up everywhere in Croatia. Nobody had it. This is the book. It's Green Lights. It's a very, very good book. I was actually listening to it in audio. I haven't read it on paper. So I
bought you that book twice.
Well, sort of.
Yes.
But what I really like about the book is his experiences, and that half-assing it has really resonated.
Yeah, so we didn't
do something, do it right.
We didn't half-ass being lazy in Croatia.
No.
Yeah. Which was very nice. Yeah.
Were you lazy?
No, we did do some stuff. We went but we didn't try hard to do too much extra stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. We said we're gonna go to the gym and walk every day. We said, and that was about that.
We went to the gym, and the gym would have been about a 40-minute walk.
Yeah.
Each way.
Mm.
And then the guy told us, you need to bring 2 pairs of shoes. You do the one you're wearing, and then the one that you can have inside the gym.
Mm.
And then that just all sounded a bit too difficult. So
what we did instead was every week we booked a massage.
Yeah. So we had and it's cheap in Croatia.
We had a very good sports massage once a week. And so that was instead of the gym, we treated ourselves to a healthy living. With Chivabi.
And the food is we weren't on the coast, so the food was pretty meat heavy. That wasn't the healthiest thing. Yeah.
Alicia has to dash.
Bye
Bye,
Alicia.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
We miss you.
Yeah, so we had a good time. We had a good time in Croatia. Very relaxing time. And
good food. My mom made a lot of good food. I had to. Stu asked me to write all the recipes so that we can cook.
Yeah.
As soon as we get a kitchen to cook in.
Yeah. So that was very good.
Yeah.
It was like being here, except you could also go outside.
Pretty much. Yeah. Well, we did have, the luxury of having a living room separate from.
Yes, we had a
bedroom.
Yeah.
Here it's all in one.
We did good with the accommodation. You did good with the accommodation that you booked.
Yeah.
It was very good.
Yeah. This is not bad.
Yeah. That's not bad.
Impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, coming from a Sudima, which was 2x2, and 2 people standing in the room was crowded. Standing, so we couldn't freely bypass each other because there was a bed and a table and enough space for one person to stand. Here we can do laps, so
we can do a bit of a twist around. So we have untangle the cable. We have a little bit of a kitchen area with the rubbish.
Ignore the rubbish, please.
It's gone all blurry, and then
so to see the
we have a bit of a space over there. Yeah.
See?
So much better than before.
Yeah.
And there is a spa bath around the corner.
I need to try it.
Yeah, which we haven't gone to. So we've got a fancy room. So I think.
Will you have togs?
Yeah. No,
we both have togs.
Bath. It's got window. It can pull the blinds down.
Oh yeah.
So it's not a pool. It's a bath.
This is almost 2/3 of the wall is just windows. I know that not anybody's there, but the guards do pass by, and we don't want to give them the peep show.
Pull the things down. It's fine.
We're gonna try that jacuzzi.
So
the spa bath.
When we came last time in MIQ, they didn't tell us anything on the plane. And I think if you're going to a hotel in Auckland, they just take you off the plane, they put you on the bus, and they don't really even tell you where you're going because it doesn't matter. You can't control it. But they did tell us when we landed on the plane, they basically were like, go to make sure you use the bathrooms. You can use the bathroom at before you leave the airport, but if you want to go on the plane as well, because you're going to Rotorua and you've got a 3-hour bus ride ahead. And
the only person that was super excited about going to Rotorua, this guy.
I was very happy with
everybody in the plane. You could hear the people go, oh.
Yeah. Not
and Stu like, yes.
Not many people were very happy. I was very happy about this.
Because we're very close to the kids and we're very close to his parents.
Yeah.
So it's a perfect spot. And then when we get out of the MIQ, we've got about 45-minute drive.
Yeah.
Compared to 2.5-hour drive from Auckland.
We had to do the drive at some point.
Yeah. But we were 3 hours, 3.5 hours, almost 4, in the bus to here.
So
the cattle stop.
Yeah. So and then the bus driver told us on the bus where we were going, which they didn't last time. So we were able to do a bit of research and here they had room. They have rooms smaller than what we have, and they have some suites as well. So I was guessing
suites,
bigger rooms like.
No, I thought you meant suites like dessert.
No, suites. So I was quietly hopeful that we were going to get one of the middle-sized rooms because we don't have there's not 4 of us or 5 or whatever, but there are a lot of single people travelers. So I thought that if they were at all sensible, they'd put 2 people in the slightly bigger rooms, which is what's happened.
Yes.
Yeah, which is very good. Yeah. There's messaging.
So we had about on the full plane, we had 3 coaches, and each coach had around 20 people or less. So the entire plane had around 60 max people. That fits more than 500. So plane that fits around 500 people.
No, 300 people.
300 people had around 60. So we did had almost an empty plane, and coaches were also, each person had 2 seats. So we had to do it anyway because of the COVID. But because we had extra luggage, we didn't cram into 2 seats. We had each our 2 sets. And it was a nice of them to give us a bit of warning ahead of time, especially about the toilet break. The only thing we didn't have until we did a pit stop in Hamilton was water. So I was pretty dehydrated by then. But they did give me an extra bottle. So that made up for it.
Yeah, pretty good. All in all,
yeah,
I'd say this is a pretty easy trip.
And yes. But one thing that I do feel for are the smokers, because most of the bus that we would travel, most of the people in the bus were smokers. So as soon as we got the pit stop, more than half of people were already had their smoke. And then we realized that today, you can't go out still because we don't have the results. tomorrow we have a second PCR, and I don't think that we're going to get the results before we do a second PCR either.
So they'll be bouncing afterwards.
Exactly. But they did said that they have chewing gum and nicotine patches for the smokers.
They'll still be bouncing afterwards.
But it's for some, I'm sure regardless of how much space they have, they're going through hell. So I feel you.
Or sticking your head out the window,
I feel
which is probably what's happened.
Oh hell yeah! If the Balkan way, I would have done it if I was a smoker. I would have done it the Balkan way. Crack that window up and just go.
Yeah. I
was a smoker, so I know. You're still semi.
No. I'm not smoking.
You do the velo.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, that's nicotine, so.
Yeah.
So yeah, that I do feel for those people that have to go through 3 days of not being able to lit a cigarette or doing it on a
they'll be ringing more than once to check if their test result is in. Yeah.
It's your turn to call them now to ask.
I'll ask.
Because it's already 7?
Yeah.
7:30.
But they're not going to let us out today. I knew that anyway. Yeah. So they have a car park here for the walking, I think.
I think they have actually like a little yard.
A big yard, yeah.
Not just a parking.
I think it's the car park they use. Yeah.
Because if you're not are you going to spread the COVID on the grass?
No, just what they can cover, what they can fence in. Yeah.
I guess. Yeah. But anyway. Did your parents join?
I have no idea. There's somebody else here. I don't know who else is here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to give a shout out.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
But
they probably don't know how to type things in if they are here. Yeah.
I know. Come on, give them credit.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Not
super exciting.
It's not too difficult like last time.
Yeah. You know, you've got the advantages is you've got 2 big beds. We have each our own bed. We can spread out. Maple would love this.
Yeah.
Anybody that would be crashing with Maple would have just loved the fact that she has a separate bed.
Yeah. We're hoping the kids can come and visit, but we don't know if that's really going to be possible. They don't have the last place in January. You could talk across the fence to other people.
Yeah.
But here they said they don't really have anywhere where they can do that. But they said they can sometimes find ways around that. But I'm not particularly hopeful. But it's all right. We're here for good this time. Doesn't matter too much.
We'll ask.
Yeah,
it doesn't hurt to ask.
Yeah.
If you don't ask, you won't get it. But we'll ask if we can have maybe a half an hour or 15 minutes of chat. And then if they say yes, fantastic. If no, we'll catch up with them when we go out. Or on the day when we leave, we can maybe
we'll do something. Yeah.
That could be, I'm sure. It will be Sunday.
You'll see them that weekend anyway, at the worst case. Yeah.
We'll figure it out. I'm sure there will be no problem of having them over on the day that we leave, just to give hugs and kisses.
Cool. Well, and enjoy your dinner, guys. Yeah.
Bon appetit.
Yeah. We're doing this to keep ourselves busy as much as anything.
Yes.
Yeah, and we will record the video. Will be recorded, and we'll leave it on the YouTube channel anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. For historical purposes. Yeah.
We have to look back on it in a 1 year time or 5 year time, right. and just look at how much have we changed. Bring back memories. So thank you for coming along for the ride.
Yeah. Cool.
All right, then we'll leave you with that.
Yeah, that's today's stream.
Yes, this is our first one. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Come join us tomorrow as well. We'll do 2 morning and evening, or just the evening one.
We might do we might do a morning stream in case we have some friends in other parts of the world who want to join. But we're just going to record these videos and post them.
Yes.
And maybe we'll do some interesting things rather than just talk at the camera.
Yes.
Yeah. Just leave the camera on and
we can do maybe stretches.
Go about our day. Yeah.
Yes.
We don't have to do this.
Hopefully there will be
Talking-
much of a
we don't have to-
flatulence going on.
We don't have to do this talking at the camera all the
We're going to do cleaning tomorrow.
Cool. And we'll see if we can get above 4 viewers.
We'll advertise it. I'll advertise it on Insta.
Yeah.
So should you.
Yeah.
Facebook, TikTok.
We'll go if we get 10 one day. That's our goal, to get 10 people watching at some point.
Okay.
And we can we'll do some interesting things.
Cool.
But anyway, that's us for tonight.
Yes.
We did 40 minutes today.
Oh,
That's very good.
time goes by, doesn't it?
And if you came and watched live, thank you for watching.
Yes.
And if you're watching it later, thank you for watching. Post some comments.
Yes.
I don't know if the sound is loud enough. It's sort of going a little bit green down the bottom, so I'm assuming it is.
And if there's anything that you want us to do other than that, please don't include heavy acrobatics,
But yeah,
because neither of us are that flexible.
Yeah.
But we could do other stuff.
Yeah.
You know, we're willing to try a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So if you have any suggestions, anything that you want us to do, topics to discuss, please post a comment. And don't forget to follow us, subscribe,
like,
yeah,
and all those good things.
exactly. And you know how the spiel goes.
But like I said, we're mainly doing this for ourselves, so we have we have some history. Yeah, part of the keep up with the young kids, make some videos and post them online.
Oh, I don't know about you, but I am a young kid.
Yeah,
My mama thinks so anyway.
yeah. Cool. All right. Good night. Goodbye. Good morning.
Good night. Good morning.
Whatever. Yeah.
And bye. Till next time.
Now, how do we stop this?
We're still doing it, huh? No. There. You caught the one. How do we stop this? And I smiled.
Oh, so it's quite quick.